that someone made like massive amounts of cash. Crazy wick, crazy wick. I was talking about such a possible correction happening 1 or 2 live streams ago. Of course, it's if you're new to the cryptocurrency space, then such a correction definitely might come as a bit of a surprise. And if you're over leveraged in the space, that might be very difficult for you to get a grasp on what's happening when you're thinking that the whole cryptocurrency space is dumping. But if you look at the big picture, it's not too bad. So we had a massive dump all the way down to $1,505 for ETH USD. If we look at BTC USD, it's actually all the way down to 46,782 for $46,730. Yeah, fantastic opportunity that we had here to buy the dip. It's possible that it dips even lower, but at the moment I think this is pretty good. So for BTC USD, we've got a support 50,856. Now we retrace back to that. It's going to be interesting to see if this is actually going to be resistance or support. So if we break past that, so that's going to be pretty interesting. Ruben, Belgium, started mining ETH a month ago and just saw all my favorite coin pairs drop on Binance. I mean, it's to expect it. If BTC and ETH drop, all the pairs are very often correlated with BTC as well as ETH. So if BTC and ETH drop, then all the pairs are going to be dropping like a stone. But I think it's always important to look at larger time frames. If you're panicking at the moment, just close your charts. It's never a good time to sell when there's blood in the streets. That's often the best time to buy. If you bought the top, then just wait, just close your charts and don't look at them, because it's definitely not the moment to sell. And definitely don't be led by your emotions, because that's very often the worst way to trade. In the cryptocurrency market, the money moves from the impatient to the patient. This is something that you can write down. If you are starting to feel scared because you see some double-digit losses on your portfolio, it's a time to deinstall your cryptocurrency portfolio, because the markets have been over-leveraged and very hot for the last few weeks without such a correction. But if you look at this here, on the grand scale of things, this little dip doesn't look too bad. But of course, if you started entering into ETH at $2,000 level and now it drops down to 1,663, it's understandable. Yeah, you're maybe sweating a little bit. You're looking at this guy, sweating guy gift, this one here. You're looking a little bit like this guy here with the current situation of the market. If you bought too much high, but if you sold at higher price points and you're looking to get in, this might be a good opportunity. When the market dips pretty strongly, it's very often good opportunities to buy. Now, of course, this is not financial advice. The market can definitely go down a lot more, but it's very often better to buy at a discount than to buy when it's going up. So in my opinion, the best way to do is to sell when it goes up, buy when it goes down. Ruben, do you see any long-term change indicating a possible bear market? I do not see a possible change in the bear market at the moment for a few reasons. You've got the stimulus checks that are going to have to come. Many people are selling at the moment because of tax refunds. There are institutions that entered into the cryptocurrency space. They're definitely not selling. You know how difficult it is for institutions to sell on the market. They cannot just go to Binance and click on sell. They have to do all these OTC trades and so on. With all of the conferences that Michael Saylor did with massive institutions trying to enter in the space, they're definitely not selling at the moment. At the moment, what's happening is that you're going to have a lot of weak hands leaving the space. Now, of course, nothing against people that are taking profits. That's definitely fantastic. If you're already up 10x, 20x, taking a little bit of profits. But for those that are in the space for a longer period of time, do not be shaken out by such movements, because you feel like a sucker afterwards. And that's not just to keep you in the market, that's just to protect you, because it's better to start selling when you feel like selling not for some emotional reasons. So if we look at the 5-minute mark, it's basically, I had 5 minutes time to log in, put all my security information into Binance, and I bought at 14.15. I bought some crypto at $1,535. Yeah, 535, and we're already back at 1,719. John Regulacion, what's the next move of BTC? Well, very difficult. I mean, I cannot tell you for certain since I do not have a crystal ball. But what I know for sure is that, yeah, there's a lot of people entering the market. Institutions are entering to the market. You're going to have stimulus checks, a lot of money printing that's happening. I think you have to look at it from this perspective. Having cash on hand is becoming less and less of something that people want to do, especially institutions. They don't really want to have cash and are looking for assets to invest in. And of course, at the moment, the stock market is looking overly extended. So I do not think that we're entering into a bear market anytime soon, should that be ETH or BTC. So let's look at BTC USD, and we're already back 52,488 for BTC USD on the 5-minute price chart, dipped all the way down to 47,000. So the cryptocurrency market lost 70 billion US dollars as Bitcoin drops below 56K. Actually lost way more than that, probably around 100 billion US dollars as it dropped to 47K, but now it retraced back to 52,000 US dollars, which is something to be expected based on the Fibonacci levels, support levels, as I showed on the BTC USD price. Now 47,000 was a very strong support level, and as you can see, we've got a very large wick here, which indicates very strong buying pressure, which also indicates that people have a lot of belief in the price going even further, since a lot of wicks below a candle shows that people believe in the strong fundamentals and the market is not ready to go down lower. Now, of course, just from one candle, we cannot determine how the price is going to move. We're going to have to see if the next candle is going to move higher and close above the previous candle. That's going to have to be something that we figure out in the next few days. Now, of course, if in the next few days the price dumps even further, then we'll have to go and look at what the next price levels will be. So the next one that would act as a support would be 40, and then even lower would be $40,506 for BTC USD. And you have to see here, if we manage to bounce above the previous top, which is 40,000, this is still bullish territory. So even if we drop to the 41,000 US dollar level, well, it's still bullish. So if you're looking for some cheap buys, place some buy orders all the way down to 40,000 US dollar level, and you might get some cheap buys for BTC USD. If we look at ETH USD levels, it's looking also super bullish. I'm not really sure if we're going to drop as much, but we never know. Never say never. Let me actually chart that out for you. Now, this is not forecasting the future. This is just basically using simple math and the rule of nature, and also since a lot of traders like to use these indicators very often, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if we look at it here, and I make this a bit bigger because this is now at the moment a size for ants. All right, $1,517 was a very strong support. Now, should we drop lower? We've got this upwards support line, this trend line, which will act as a very strong support. Should we manage to touch that, that would bring us down to the $1,324 level. So I don't think we're anywhere bearish, even if we drop down to those levels. I definitely do not hope that this happens. What I hope is for a pullback, breaking past this $1,870 level. That would be super bullish, and then we can look forward to breaching the next levels, which be around 2,200 US dollar. So let's have a look at ADA USD. ADA USD has also had a fantastic retracement and a very strong dip down to the 80 cents level. This is pretty good. So if we look at the same support levels as we did with BTC and ETH USD, that would actually So, and as you can see, it matches up nearly perfectly, a bit higher than the 0.5, but let me see. So now we're at the 0.236 level. It dropped below the 87 and between the 382 and the 0.5. So in my opinion, we've still got a lot of bullish action thanks to this massive wick. That means a lot of buying power happening for Cardano. So if you bought anywhere before 72 cents, you shouldn't really be worried about anything, in my opinion, as this is going to act as a very strong support. So here, the 72 cents level, and I also think what's going to be acting as a strong support is this 95, since that was previously a resistance. So I'm not seeing enough likes on this video. Definitely smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't subscribe if you don't like money. Basically that. Don't subscribe if you don't like money. I bring you free information so that you can make the best possible decisions in the market. I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm helping you think for yourself in the market in terms of investment and what kind of platforms you can use, be that trading, be that using DeFi apps and so on. So if you're new, definitely subscribe. And yeah, I've got a lot of fantastic videos coming out soon. I try and bring you videos without the hype, without FUD. I just bring you the information as it is without sugarcoating anything so that you can make the best possible decisions. The Maltese Gil Zozo. If you have money, will you buy Cardano now or wait? Me personally, I'm super bullish on the Cardano project. I really like the fact that you can stake and make some passive income. I've been accumulating Cardano back since 2 cents. It's definitely a lot better to buy when it's just dipped because you get a bit of a discount, and the chance that it dips even further is a lot lower than when the price is going parabolic. Now, historically, it's better to buy when it dumps than when it's going up. Now, me personally, I'm not a maxi, and I really like most cryptocurrencies like BTC, ETH, Cardano, Polkadot, and so on. I'm a big fan of the Ethereum ecosystem, despite the flaws at the moment. But I do see that the whole cryptocurrency space, DeFi space, has a lot of room to growth. There's a lot of place for all types of technology. I think all of them will work together in one way or another. What's more likely, in your opinion, to hit 0.1 USD equal 1 ADA or ADA $2? In my opinion, $2 ADA. With the stuff that's going on at the moment, it's more likely that Cardano is going to go to $2 than go to 10 cents. But me personally, I wouldn't really mind it going to 10 cents because that means I could buy more. But I know I don't think it's going to go to 10 cents anytime soon. Mrs. Cheradi, what do you think about XRP Ripple? I think at the moment it's very difficult to say what the outcome is going to be for the Ripple SEC lawsuit. There are many things and information out there. It's very difficult to gauge what is really going to happen. On one end, you can try and bet that if the SEC decides that XRP is a digital asset and not a security, then the price will skyrocket. On the other hand, if they decide that XRP is a security, then the price will plummet. Me personally, I don't really want to go into that risk because for me, that's a fundamentally high risk on what's going to happen. Me personally, I prefer to put my money into projects where I can support the fundamentals. At the moment, for me, Ripple and XRP just do not match the good fundamental level that I need to invest in. How long will this dip continue in repeating reasons besides the correction? It's possible that what happens is we move a bit sideways. So let's go back to ETH USD or BTC. Let's look at BTC USD because the whole market is very often correlating with BTC, meaning that if BTC moves up or down, the whole market will correct with BTC, and very often they'll lose more in value towards BTC. So let's look at Coinbase. In my opinion, it's possible that we have a similar correction to and time of correction. So it's possible that for BTC USD that the correction is not over. It's possible. Don't really know. The likelihood is that we might touch 42,000 and the length of the correction would be the similar thing that we saw on the 8th of January 21. So if we look at that date range, that would be from the 8th of January to basically 19th of January. So that was a correction that we had back from the 8th of January to 29th of January for BTC. So that would mean that this correction for BTC would also be from the 22nd of February to the 13th of March. Now that's just a guesstimate based on past price action, not for sure. It might be positive for the rest of the cryptocurrency space, because when BTC goes down or sideways, then very often the altcoins can thrive. And what do you think the support for ETH and BTC is? So what I really like to do is I like to use this fib retracement. Basically, you take this fib tool on TradingView. TradingView is a free tool that you can use to estimate support lines. So you just take the bottom of the last rally, put it all the way to the top, and that would actually place. So if we take this rally, because that's the important, this bottom and to the top, that would place the support at $46,788. You can place some buys there. You can also place some buys between basically 47,000 or even 48,000, depending on how much you want to buy, and this 0.618. This is a very strong support, and that would be at 40,000. So you can probably place ladder buys, so limit orders between 40,000 and 47,000. You can also do like weighted limit orders. Basically, the more the price falls, the more you buy. If you want the price to go up, you have to smash that like button. The like button is correlated with the price of ETH and USD, so BTC USD. So if you really want the price of those assets to go up, you have to smash that like button. All right, so let's quickly go back to some news that I've wanted to cover in today's video, but I'll just be covering it in the current live stream. So that is Tesla made 1 billion on its Bitcoin profits, probably a little bit less now after the correction, but this is already incredible. Tesla has made roughly 1 billion in the aftermath of its $1.5 billion investment, which is really crazy. Now it's probably more likely 800 million or 700 million now after the current correction. So imagine you've got a portfolio and you refresh your app, you've got like $1.1 billion in profit, and then you refresh your app after this low dump, and then you've only got 700 million, 300 million wiped out. So yeah, that's it. Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan reportedly buying another cryptocurrency, or not exactly the cryptocurrency, but something like a synthetic asset that allows them exposure to a cryptocurrency, and it's not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Now you might be wondering which cryptocurrency is. The one that they actually bought and is interesting. Financial titans Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and UBS brokerage firm are all exposing themselves to an exchange traded product. That's like a fancy word for an ETF. And it's tied to Polkadot's native asset DOT. So basically, in sentence, they're buying some DOT. They're not actually buying the cryptocurrency. They're just buying something that tracks the price of the cryptocurrency because of some types of regulations and so on. Ethereum mining's monthly revenue reached its all-time high over $1 billion in February. This is actually pretty interesting because a lot of people were like wondering if Ethereum is gonna suffer due to the extremely high fees at the moment, and in my opinion it's not going to suffer. The only people that are suffering from the extremely high fees on the Ethereum blockchain are retail investors, because they cannot lock up their $100 or $200 into different interest bearing applications like Aave Compound without having to pay like super high fees. However, those that are rich at the moment, they can benefit from the space, and to be honest, don't really care too much about paying $50 or $100 in smart contract fees when they're locking up 200k USD and earning 8% or 10% interest. So $541 million in the form of transaction fees, and that's pretty high. Ethereum miner revenue, as you can see, is incredibly high. So that's interesting. There are some updates happening to the Ethereum blockchain this year with the Berlin hard fork. So I'll be making a video about that, showing that as well as the path of Zero, as there's been some changes to what's happening with Ethereum 2.0. Very interesting. Stefan Meyer, do you think ADA can hit the $10 mark? It's always difficult with these estimations. To put it simply, I'm not going to be selling my Cardano or all of my Cardano before $10. I do believe that $10 is possible. If you're like a super large institution, you've got several $1,000,000 in ETH or BTC, you cannot just go onto Binance or Kraken or Gemini or Bitstamp and just press the sell market sell. You have to go OTCs, over the counter. So it's very difficult as an institution to just sell, which is a bit of an insurance. You cannot just listen to your emotions and jump. Don't subscribe if you don't like money. What do you think about VET and or Reef? I did a video about Reef. I do like the idea. The only thing at the moment I don't like about Reef is they're shilling the coin way too much at the moment. I'm not sure if that's bots or if that's actual people that are shilling, and they've bought some influencers to shill the coin as well as a lot of Reddit bots. So I think, in my opinion, that is a bit of a red flag for me. There are a few other things about supply that I'm not too happy at the moment with Reef. So yeah, I'm a bit on the fence at the moment. Yeah. Fixers, if you want 1000x more views, you gotta do those stupid open mouth thumbnails. Yeah, I know. I'm just, oh man, I really hate those thumbnails, those porn face thumbnails. I mean, if I'd want to do that, I'd have created that OnlyFans account already ages ago. And clickbait. Yeah, I have to learn to do more clickbait. I'm always scared of scaring my subscribers away with like too much clickbait content. But maybe I have to increase the clickbait a little bit more. I think even Tech does it pretty well. And I think Coinbureau is also really good at doing like clickbait stuff, but still delivering on it. So let me quickly look at the charts and see if we're missing anything. Let's look at the 4 hour. Ooh, a lovely wick. Lovely wick. I really love such a wick. Like wicks like these make a lot of money. A lot of money indeed. Peter, a few minutes ago, it was a great move to buy BNB for 240. Might be best long-term only. BNB has been a fantastic investment. I mentioned BNB back on the 31st of December. It was one of my coins that I did a prediction about, 5 coins for incredible wealth in 2020, and my price prediction for BNB for 2021 was only $100. So it did like nearly a 3x from that. So definitely incredible. So yeah, I think BNB is going to go up by a lot, especially thanks to the Binance Smart Chain. I'll open up ADA chat in a bit. Let me see, where do I have ADA? No, that's XRP. Why do I have XRP? Let's have a look at the USD. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. That's beautiful. Beautiful. To be honest, this is way better than Pornhub. This is way better than Pornhub. I mean, like, people don't really have to go into Pornhub to get you know, you get these massive red dildos on trading you day in, day night. What can you ask for more? I think ADA is looking incredibly bullish at the moment. Incredibly bullish. Now, what would be incredibly bullish if ADA managed to close this candle in the green? That would be incredibly bullish, because that would be like a super massive wick. So if we look at the price at the moment, how much price change happened? So let me make this bigger. Maybe bigger. So if we look at the price change, today was minus 24%. Minus 24%. From the current price is minus 20%. So people that managed to buy somewhere here already 20% plus. So that's why I always recommend buying the dip. And that's because very often the dips get corrected and then you're in more or less in a safe zone, a really good safe zone. So this is looking really good. This is looking really good for Cardano. And the strong support level is probably this 95 cents range. And if we manage to stay above $1, that's even better, because $1 is probably the psychological level. I think Cardano has fantastic fundamentals, so I don't really look too much at the technical analysis side of things. I'm invested long term. The same with ETH. And the reason for these market corrections is because you've got like something that's called the true value, and there's a lot of exuberance in the market, so the price goes massively higher, and you're going to have some profit taking that's happening. That's why you're going to have a price dump. And then to top all of that off, you've got these people that have some massive leverage positions. They're over leveraged, and you've got people that want to manipulate the market a little bit, get some profit, and so on. So that's why you're going to have these massive swings, market corrections, and it's normal, completely normal in the market. You get these over and over again. So as you can see here with Cardano, very similar occurrence happened back on the 15th of February, and it just corrected. Like you had like a really beautiful pullback. I remember buying back here, and as you can see, buying at these lows, it's always like one of the best possibility to make a killing. It's not always great. For example, in a bear market, this is not going to work that well. But in a bull market, that's the way that you should actually try and time your trades. Put some money aside for when you're going to have such corrections, and then place your buy orders. So this would have been a really fantastic buy. I went into ETH, and that was a fantastic buy for me. Yeah, bit of a hot one. I'm not invested in e-gold at the moment. Stefan May, if I hold, for example, 200,000 ADA, should I sell all my ADA at $10 or just 50,000 coins and hold the rest? What do you suggest? I think you should watch my when to take profit video, because I think there I show a very good strategy on how to take profit without selling all of your coins. So if you go into YouTube, it's this video here, how to take profit on crypto. I recommend everyone watch it. And it's by setting different levels and sell orders. So you set different prices when you want to sell, and then you sell at those prices. So for example, you can start selling a little bit, like maybe 5% or 10% at $5, then 10%, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. So for example, you say onto $10, you'd like to sell 30% of your position, and then you like ladder sell from a certain price, like $5 up to $10, and then you keep the vast majority of your coins long-term staking and earning 5%, because I think the staking rewards are fantastic for Cardano, and you can earn some pretty fantastic passive income. And by selling at different levels, you're going to manage and buy the dips should there be dips. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of fantastic videos coming up that you definitely do not want to miss. I'm also doing giveaways, Ledger Nano S, in 3 of my upcoming videos, so you definitely do not want to miss that. So Litecoin does have definitely quite a bit of room to grow. The peak was oh crazy. It was $409 back in 2017. So it's definitely got quite a bit of room to grow. The next target for Litecoin is probably going to be $251, and afterwards $299, and see where it goes from then. I'm not too up to date on what kind of improvements they already brought. I believe like Mimblewimble and some new types of consensus algorithm was brought to Litecoin, but I'm not familiar about that. Packwing, wait, I think someone asked about an exchange. What is the best exchange? What's the best trading platform in Europe with the lowest fees? I really like Bitpanda Pro. They just don't have that many trading pairs. Kraken is also pretty good, but I think they've got a Euro. Yeah, Euro. They've got some Euro account, so you can trade with Euro. They've not got the best liquidity, but I do recommend. I recommend buying crypto on either Bitpanda or Kraken using the Pro interface, because you got much lower trading fees. So Bitpanda Pro, I think it's only 0.1% if you buy using the Bitpanda Pro, and then you can always move it to Binance. I really like trading on Binance. Stefan Meyer, which languages do you speak? I speak English, French, German, Italian, and a little bit of Chinese. And for German, we've got like High German and Swiss German, because here in Switzerland we speak Swiss German. Let's look at the Ichimoku Cloud. So you might not have already, maybe you might, if you're like a regular to the channel, I use the Ichimoku Cloud very often. It looks complicated, but it's actually really, really easy to use. You've got this blue cloud, which signals that we are in a bull market. And as long as the price is above the cloud, it's bullish. And here, these lines here act as support lines. So as you can see here, we just like barely touched this support line for BTC USD at 47,000. And it's very, very easy tool to use. I've got a few videos on how to use the Ichimoku Cloud, and I think it's very easy to use, a way to actually show when you're in a bull market. Yeah, and basically when you're in the bull market, you always trade with the market. So you always go long and never short, unless you go underneath. So if you look at that, we actually started as soon as we went above the cloud. So the bull run actually started here back in April 2020. And now we're still in the full move of the bull run. Neil Cockred, sorry, new to this. What is a correction? So if you look at the cryptocurrency market, basically each candle represents some price finding between buyers and sellers. And sometimes there are a lot more buyers than sellers, so the price goes up. And sometimes there's more sellers than buyers, so the price goes down. So if you look at the market just doesn't go up like this. It actually goes up in a zigzag, as sometimes, as I said, there are more sellers or there are more buyers. So if you look at the current market, as you can see, the price sometimes just goes up, but then you've got a little bit of a correction. So the correction basically means that you've got a little bit more sellers currently in the market, so the price goes down until there's more buyers to prop up the price, because they think, okay, at the moment the fair value of the price is, for example, 16,943, and then the price goes back up and then it sells. So you always get these move upwards, and with a move upwards you're going to have a bit of a correction where people start taking profit and new buyers enter the market, or people that believe this is a fair value, they start buying more, and then the price continues going up. So basically you distinguish between move up and then correction, move up, correction, and a dump is like a very, very strong correction. And basically this is something that's very healthy in the market, as you don't want something to just go up constantly. Yeah. Bank Chamber, when a new token gets launched on ETH, do you have to keep refreshing the Uniswap page, or will it auto-populate itself? It should auto-populate itself. I think the only danger that you've got is that there are many Uniswap bots that will snipe new coins. They actually track the Uniswap page for new listed coins. So auto-refreshing the page yourself, it's going to be really tough, and then you're going to have like massive gas wars to be able to enter. So that's going to be a bit of a danger. Possibly wait like a few hours before entering. Yeah. Shapaka, hey there, what advice can you give to those who just started? Which coins to start with? Start with like the top 10 coins. I mean, BTC, ETH, Cardano, XLM, you can't really go wrong. Polkadot, those are pretty good, but try and research about what the coins do and why they're important. And that will help you like stay grounded when the price corrects. Eric, look at the Kraken chart on ADA and ETH, drop 80%. Yeah, as I mentioned before, Kraken doesn't have the best liquidity. So let me see, ETH, USD, Kraken. Pretty crazy. Oh my god, I should have placed some buy orders there. That, you know, some people like just doubled their money, 2x their money. So this is like a good example of why to place some limit orders. You might have gotten lucky and bought some ETH for $728. Crazy. What about Bitpanda? I'm really running because they also don't have like the best liquidity. Is there no Bitpanda here? It's not got Bitpanda. Strange. What about the USD Kraken? Oy, that someone made like massive amounts of cash. Crazy wick. I must say, some people got like extremely lucky with this wick, and this wick is probably like a 5-minute wick or something like that. Like, just crazy wick. Went all the way down to 15 cents. And that's possibly also due to some liquidations, due to no liquidity. Someone just dumped like a massive amount. Someone got lucky and just like 6x'd his coins in the matter of a few seconds. So it went all the way down to 15.5. Looks like crazy. Stefan Meyer, what do you think about XRP right now with the SEC lawsuit? It's really not something that I have much knowledge about. I just know what the SEC said, the XRP community said, some lawyers say. There's not a lot of clarity on what's actually going to happen. For me, the fundamentals are just not there to invest in XRP. It might be a bit of a gamble to see and buy now at these prices. You might get lucky, and the SEC just says, all right, XRP is a digital asset. But you have to take into consideration that by doing that, you're actually taking money away from projects that could actually 2x, 5x, and so on during this bull run. So it's like a bit of a gamble and missed opportunity with your money by not investing in other projects. So for me, it's a pass on XRP at the moment. Yeah, fundamentally, it's just not up to par with other projects. What's your opinion on Kusama? It did not shake out like ETH, DOT, and so on. Do you think this has a specific reason? Yes, probably because the Kusama network, it works very similar to DOT. Many of the Kusama tokens are probably locked up and not on the market for sale. So probably with, I believe the parachains, they have to like they have to buy Kusama tokens in order to run the parachain, and they have to hold it. They don't sell based on the price. So that's probably one reason why the Kusama price held so strong. All right. So I think now the gem from this video they can take, if you don't already have an account on Kraken and you want to maybe anticipate such a drop now, of course, you never really know when that happens, and you've got like maybe a few $1,000s, you can try and place some buy orders for ETH, for ADA, and so at super low levels, and you might get lucky for the next time. DOT was $15. I mean, $15 is not too bad. It's only like half of the current price. This is like really crazy. That's nearly like an 80% correction. This is just like a minor correction, something to be expected in the grand scheme of things. If you believe in the fundamentals, then you know what's up. And I think many people get shaken out because they don't truly understand the potential behind most of these projects. And that's why I'm trying to educate you guys, trying to share the fundamentals behind the projects. It's not only the price that's important. I think the price is very often secondary. I mean, of course, everyone wants to make some money in the market, but what's super important is what we're actually trying to achieve in the cryptocurrency space. That's breaking away from institutions, breaking away from regulations, from basically governments and institutions that don't really have the best interest of the retail investor in their mind. I mean, you can become your own VC, you can participate in new projects, you can invest, you can trade without having to ask permission. Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, and so on are massive foundations for a growing DeFi space that will allow people to participate in financial services without asking for permission. If you've already heard of the term accredited investor, well, for all of the lucrative deals out there in the traditional financial world, you have to be an accredited investor to participate. Now, in the DeFi space, someone develops a new project with a smart contract and so on, you can just like buy it on Uniswap. You can buy and participate in ICO. You don't really have to ask for permission. And I think this is the beauty of the space. And when you realize that these small market fluctuations, they just like roll off you without causing any emotional fear. In my opinion, you guys are early. It's definitely possible that we get a bigger correction, but if you hold longer term, then you're gonna be prosperous in the space. Calculators, it is not the end of the bull run, neither correction. It is a free fall as has no consolidated support. It's scoured without having a floor. To be honest, look at this small dip. This doesn't really look like a free fall, and there are a lot of support areas. In my opinion, that's just FUD. But yeah, if you believe that, I still hope that you thrive in the market. Superman has turned green on the hour. That's great. Let's look at the hourly chart. Look, massive volume. ETH USD. Green on the hourly, back at $1,726. So now the support is $1,721. This is going to be interesting. 20 minutes left. It would be great if this candle also turned green. If this candle here turns green, then we're gonna see a pushback upwards, and that would be the end of the small correction that we had. While I think the institutions that bought Bitcoin will sell soon, they don't tend to do long-term investments. They invest a lot, most of the time, short-term. let me disagree with you. And the reason why I'm disagreeing with you is, first of all, what other opportunities do massive institutions have for their cash? At the moment, they really don't really have that many other opportunities. I mean, they could go into commodities, but yeah, gold and silver are not that interesting at the moment. They could go into stocks, but stocks are overextended. And just keeping it cash is really terrible, because having cash on your books doesn't really look good for investors, because this cash is just losing in value. So in my opinion, institutions, they're buying it for the long term. I mean, you've got Michael Saylor with MicroStrategy. He's buying ETH. No, he's buying BTC long term. He's definitely not selling at these prices. He actually issued some new notary bonds to raise more capital to buy like $1 billion US more crypto. That's probably why the market dipped, because he's anticipating a correction and maybe sold a bit to buy lower. Never know. But in my opinion, I don't think the institutions are selling anytime soon. Thoughts on Polkadot and Kusama? Yeah, I think that's great. I'm looking forward to the DeFi space thriving on those platforms. I mean, Kusama is basically the cousin of Polkadot. If Kusama does well, then Polkadot also does well. Yeah, I'm not following XRP too much at the moment. I have no clue. I read something about it should happen in June, July, or not earlier than then. So for me, until then, it's a pass. Let me actually quickly look what happened to XRP USD during this correction. It actually went pretty well. It went down to 50 cents, 49 cents. Yeah. While, yeah, that's true. It's true. They might be hyping it, but you have to understand, for institutions to buy and sell, it's really complicated. They have to do OTC sell. I mean, Tesla selling 1.5 billion US dollars of BTC is not an easy thing to do. They have to go onto the OTC market. You're gonna have to find sellers. No, sorry, you're gonna have to find buyers for your BTC, and that is a long process. So I don't think they're gonna do that after they just bought a month ago. It's possible that I'm wrong, but as I've seen how complicated the OTC process is, I don't think they'll be selling anytime soon. The cost of acquiring those Bitcoin is probably pretty high. Not talking about the price of BTC, but like man hours, getting lawyers involved, SEC and stuff like that. It just makes no sense to sell 1 month later. All right, guys. Catch you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.